Hello viewers. Welcome to Seek Wisdom. First of all, we would like to thank you for playing this video. Today, we present you the summary of the book, The Compound Effect, written by Darren Hardy. The compound effect is the strategy of reaping huge rewards from small, seemingly insignificant actions. We hope you like it. Let's get started. It would be great if you could buy your success, fame, self-esteem, good relationships, and health in a nicely clamshelled package at the local Walmart. But that's not how it works. We are constantly bombarded with increasingly sensational marketing messages which claim to get rich, get fit, get younger with a little effort and very quickly. These repetitive messages have distorted our sense of what it really takes to succeed. This book helps you clear that clutter and bring focus to the core fundamentals that matter. The ultimate key to success is consistency. You can win by developing positive habits, which can be developed using consistency. Yet it's one of the biggest pitfalls for people struggling to achieve. In today's world, which convinces you of problems you don't have and sells you on the idea of insta-fixes to cure them, we've lost sight of the good, old-fashioned value of hard and consistent work. The compound effect is the principle of reaping huge rewards from a series of small, smart choices. What's most interesting about this process is that, even though the results are massive, the steps, in the moment, don't feel significant. This strategy can be used to improve your health, relationships, finances, or anything else for that matter. For instance, someone started running with the thought of reducing weight, but quit running after the 8th day because they're still overweight. What they don't realize is that these small, seemingly insignificant steps completed consistently over time will create a radical difference. The most challenging aspect of the compound effect is that we have to keep working away for a while, consistently and efficiently, before we can begin to see the payoff. Our expectations of what it really takes to create lasting success aren't alluring, and thus have been mostly forgotten. We've lost respect for the strife and struggle of our forefathers. Having experienced extended periods of prosperity, health, and wealth, we become complacent. We have stopped doing what we did to get us there. If we want to succeed, we need to recover our grandparents' work ethic. Real and lasting success requires work. Your only path to success is through a continuum of mundane, unexciting, and sometimes difficult daily disciplines compounded over time. You can choose to make it work for you, or you can ignore it and experience the negative effects of this powerful principle. It doesn't matter where you are on this graph. Starting today, you can decide to make simple, positive changes and allow the compound effect to take you where you want to go. What we are today is simply an accumulation of all the choices we make. Our choices can be our best friend or our worst enemy. Everything in your life exists because you first made a choice about something. Choices are at the root of every one of your results. Each choice starts a behavior that over time becomes a habit. Even if you don't choose at all, and you've made the choice to be the passive receiver of whatever comes your way. In essence, you make your choices, and then your choices make you. Every choice has an impact on the compound effect of your life. Your biggest challenge isn't that you've intentionally been making bad choices, rather you've been sleepwalking through your choices. Half the time, you're not even aware you're making them. Our choices are often shaped by our culture and upbringing and are so entwined in our routine behaviors and habits that they seem beyond our control. Nobody intends to become obese, go through bankruptcy, or get a divorce, but often those consequences are the result of a series of small, poor choices. But whether you are aware or not, keep in mind, compound effects always works. But if you are sleepwalking through your habits, it is working against you. So, it's time to wake up and make empowering choices. First step in this to take 100% responsibility for everything that happens to you. Because you alone are responsible for what you do, don't do, or how you respond to what's done to you. Don't consider your bad present condition as being unlucky. It is just another excuse. The difference between becoming fabulously rich, happy, and healthy, or broke, depressed, and unhealthy, is the choices you make throughout life. Luck is when opportunity meets preparation. When personal growth is added to your attitude and you take action on an opportunity, what you get is luck. To get started, pick an area of your life where you most want to be successful. Picture where you are in that area, right now, and where you want to be. The first step toward change is awareness. To help you become aware of your choices, track every action that relates to the area of your life you want to improve. If you've decided you want to get out of debt, you're going to track every penny you pull from your pocket. Simply carry around a small notebook and a writing instrument. You're going to write it all down. Every day, without fail. No excuses, no exceptions. The process forces you to be conscious of your decisions. Keep in mind, all winners are trackers. Track one habit for 3 weeks. Pick the habit that has the greatest control over you. Once you begin reaping the rewards of the compound effect in this area, you'll naturally want to introduce this practice into other areas of your life. Once you start tracking your life, your attention will be focused on the smallest things you're doing right, as well as the smallest things you're doing wrong. And when you choose to make even the smallest course corrections consistently, over time, you'll begin to see amazing results. The earlier you start making small changes, the more powerfully the compound effect works in your favor. That's what happens when we procrastinate and neglect necessary behaviors, habits, and disciplines. The key is to start now. All you have to do is improve yourself, your performance, and your output and earnings by 1/10% each workday. By year 10, you can be performing and earning 1000% what you are now. We are the creatures of habit. We are what we repeatedly do. Psychological studies reveal that 95% of everything we feel, think, do, and achieve is a result of a learned habit. Our habits and routines allow us to use minimal conscious energy for everyday tasks. A daily routine built on good habits is the difference that separates the most successful amongst us from everyone else. With enough practice and repetition, any behavior, good or bad, becomes automatic over time. It also means that even though we developed most of our habits unconsciously, we can consciously decide to change them. We all know the effects of habits, but question is, why are we so irrationally enslaved by so many bad habits? It's because our need for immediate gratification can turn us into the most reactive, non-thinking animals around. The payoff or instant gratification derived from bad habits often far outweighs what's going on in your rational mind concerning long-term consequences. If you're having trouble doing the hard work of achieving your goals, it's common to believe you simply lack willpower. It is not correct. Forget about willpower. It's time for why power. Your choices are only meaningful when you connect them to your desires and dreams. You've got to want something, then know why you want it, or you'll end up giving up too easily. This why must be something that is fantastically motivating. This why is the ignition to your passion, the source for your enthusiasm, and the fuel of your persistence. All of the hows will be meaningless until your whys are powerful enough. When the reason is big enough, you will be willing to perform almost anyhow. The access point to your why power is through your core values, which define both who you are and what you stand for. Your core values are your internal compass. Getting your core values defined and properly calibrated is one of the most important steps in redirecting your life toward your grandest vision. Defining your core values also helps make life simpler and more efficient. It also eases decision-making. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, does this align with my core values? If it does, do it. If not, don't, and don't look back. We are goal-seeking creatures. The one skill most responsible for the abundance in my life is learning how to effectively set and achieve goals. Something almost magical happens when you organize and focus your creative power on a well-defined target. The person who has a clear, compelling, and white-hot burning why will always defeat even the best of the best at doing the how. So, when you instruct your brain to look for the things you want, you will begin to see them. In reality, this is how the law of attraction really works. So, take some time today to make a list of your most important goals. Consider goals in all aspects of your life, not just for your business or finances, but also in well-being, spirituality, family and relationships, and lifestyle. Now you have listed your goals. Next comes how to achieve them. Now make a list of the bad habits that might be sabotaging your progress against each goal. Next, add to that list all the habits you need to adopt that, practiced and compounded over time, will result in you gloriously achieving your goals. Now comes 5 strategies for eliminating those sabotaging bad habits and plant new, positive, and healthy ones in their place. 1. Identify your triggers. Look at your list of bad habits. For each one you've written down, identify what triggers it. Figure out the who, the what, the where, and the when underlying each bad behavior. This simple action alone increases your awareness exponentially. 2. Clean house. Get rid of whatever enables your bad habits. Like if you want to stop drinking alcohol, remove every drop of it from your house. 3. Swap it. Look again at your list of bad habits. Can you replace them with healthier habits or dropkick them altogether? Play with this, and see what behaviors you can replace, delete, or swap out. 4. Ease in. For some of your long-standing and deep-rooted habits, it may be more effective to take small steps to ease into unwinding them. 5. Jump in. Not everyone is wired the same way. Some researchers have found that it can be paradoxically easier for people to make lifestyle changes if they change a great many bad habits at once. Figure out which strategy works best for you. Now that we know how to eliminate the bad habits, we need to create new choices, behaviors, and ultimately habits that will finally take you in the direction of your grandest desires. Here are authors' favorite techniques for putting good habits in place. 1. Set yourself up to succeed. Any new habit has to work inside your life and lifestyle. If you join a gym that's 30 miles away, you won't go. 2. Think addition, not subtraction. Instead of thinking of depriving something from diet like chocolate, dairy, think about what can be taken instead. 3. Go for a public display of accountability. Want to cement that new habit? Get Big Brother to watch you. Tell your family. Tell your friends. 4. Find a success buddy. To up your chances of success, get a success buddy, someone who'll keep you accountable as you cement your new habit while you return the favor. 5. Competition and camaraderie. There's nothing like a friendly contest to whet your competitive spirit and immerse yourself in a new habit with a bang. 6. Celebrate. There should be a time to celebrate, to enjoy some of the fruits of your victories along the way. Just keep in mind that change is hard. That's why people don't transform their bad habits and end up unhappy and unhealthy. Creating new habits will take time. Be patient with yourself. If you fall off the wagon, brush yourself off, and get back on with another strategy. You get started by taking one small step, one action at a time. Progress is slow, but once a newly formed habit has kicked in, momentum, referred as Big Mo, by author, joins the party. Your success and results compound rapidly. However, like the compound effect, momentum also works on both sides of the equation. It can work for you or against you. As told earlier, consistency is a critical component of success. Nothing kills Big Mo quicker and with more certainty than a lack of consistency. You must also realize that your choices, behaviors, and habits are influenced by very powerful external forces. To sustain your positive trajectory toward your goals, you'll need to understand and govern these influences. Everyone is affected by 3 kinds of influences: input, associations, and environment. Let's look at each of them in detail. First is input, garbage in, garbage out. If you want your body to run at peak performance, you've got to be vigilant about consuming the highest quality nutrients and avoiding tempting junk food. Similarly, we need an extra level of vigilance to prevent our brains from absorbing irrelevant, counterproductive, or downright destructive input. Like listening to the news on the way to work and getting bombarded with all those reports about robberies, fires, attacks, your brain lights up and will spend all day chewing over that feast of fear. Worry, negativity. Be disciplined and proactive about what we allow in. Flush out the negative with positive, inspirational and supportive ideas. Second is association. Who's influencing you? We become the combined average of the 5 people we hang around the most. The influence your friends have over you is subtle and can be positive or negative. Either way, the impact is incredibly powerful. Watch out! You cannot hang out with negative people and expect to live a positive life. The best way to increase your potential for whatever traits you desire is to spend the majority of your time with people who already possess those traits. There are some people you might need to break away from completely. With some, you need to decide how much you can afford to be influenced. Now comes the third influence, environment. Changing your view changes your perspective. The dream in your heart may be bigger than the environment in which you find yourself. Here, environment is not just where you live, but to whatever surrounds you. Additionally, when you're creating an environment to support your goals, remember that you get in life what you tolerate. This is true in every area of your life, such as your relationships with family, friends, and colleagues. If you tolerate disrespect, you will be disrespected. Some people think they're the victims of other people's behavior, but in actuality, we have control over how people treat us. Protect your emotional, mental, and physical space so you can live with peace, rather than in the chaos and stress the world will hurl upon you. When you've prepared, practiced, studied, and consistently put in the required effort, sooner or later you'll be presented with your own moment of truth. In that moment, you will define who you are and who you are becoming. However, you can accelerate from this level also. Use problems as opportunity to move yourself to next level. Viewing yourself as your toughest competitor is one of the best ways to multiply your results. You can multiply your results by many times over by just adding little extra effort to your current skills and accelerate the growth. However, learning without execution is useless. You can use this book or video for motivation, but motivation without action leads to self-delusion. We hope this video become your guide. When you put the compound effect to work for you, you will experience an incredible success. Here we shall wind up the video. We hope you like it. See you soon with another video. Till then, be happy.